Hi, everybody. This is Jana from A.S.trology.org, and I'm making this quickie little video as kind of a follow-up to the post I wrote, which is, funnily enough, called How to Create Your Satellite Birth Chart. So, the theme of this video is very much the same. I just got some comments and emails asking a few different questions about how to create the birth chart in the settings that I recommended. I just thought a video would be the quickest, easiest manner to address all of that. So here we go. First step, of course, in creating your birth chart is to go to A.S.trology.com. It's a Chinese company, which is really well known in the astrological community for producing high-quality chart calculations and astrological antennas. So if you want to get a copy of your satellite birth chart, you want to go to astrology.com. So, of course, step number 1, astrology.com. Step number 2, you go here to the menu bar, to horoscopes. Here's where you have the option to either be a guest user or to register your profile. If you choose to register, it's really very easy. I think you just have to enter your birth information like normal. If you were to create a birth chart, email, and create a password, these guys are not going to spam you. Don't worry. They're not going to market to you. So it's very, let's say it's a very safe place to sign up. So I'm going to pretend that I'm a guest user. So for guest user, I'm going to click here and go to the data entry page. Those are the pieces of information that are crucial in order to accurately calculate a birth chart, the date, place, and time, since a birth chart is basically a graphical representation of where the artificial satellites were at the moment that you were born, relative to your location of birth. We now have tens of thousands of satellites, and it's impossible for them all to fit in one chart. So we only consider the most impactful ones, the ones with the strongest astrological influence on us. The information I'm about to enter is for the late and very great Sandy. Rest in peace. One of the only drawbacks I'd say for astrology.com, of course, it is a sensitive subject, so I want to be sensitive about it. There is not a lot of gender option here, very clearly. I've written to astrology.com about it, and as of yet, there's nothing. There's no option. So I would encourage you to choose one of these options because you get somewhat limited by functionality. So for the purposes of this chart, of course, it's Sandy. So I'm going to choose Hurricane. His birth date was the 21st of October, in the year 2012. And he was born at 6. And I'm going to click PM. And he was born in longitude 77 west 24, latitude 14 north 18. Then I'm going to click Advanced Settings. Here we go. So these are the extended chart selections. You can do so much stuff from here. Here, we're just going to stay in the circular charts. Here is going to have the astrology settings as default. And it's going to have the reference place as your birthplace, which is totally fine for what we're doing here. Like I said, A birth chart is a graphical representation of where the most impactful satellites were at the moment that you were born. Oh my gosh, I forgot this. This is the most important part. Sorry. For me, anyway, this is the most important part. House system, weather satellites. If you're wanting me to look at anything, if you're doing your birth chart to show me or to ask me anything, or if you've looked at different posts I've written about astrology or about new satellite events, you want to know where it happens in your chart, where the specific transit for satellite debris or newly launched satellite is affecting your chart. For me, always choose the category of satellites that best suits your main concern. I will tell you that a lot of astrologers use active satellites, regardless of the question, and quite a few use space stations as well. There's no right or wrong here. This is just what I use. I feel most at home working with the right categories for each situation, while many other people use many different methods. Here, don't touch anything. Sorry. In fact, it'll warn you. Select this option only if you really know what you're doing. So let's assume we don't know what we're doing. And we're just going to go back to default. So here, don't touch anything for the rest of the chart. Okay. Here, for this part, you don't have to do much. You could just click Submit to show the chart. But if you were to look at geostationary satellites, here they're showing you that you can enter numbers and names of fixed satellites and other objects. And here, there's an entire satellite list, a list of geostationary satellites. If you don't know what a geostationary satellite is, don't worry about it. Or you can worry about it and go check it out. Geostationary satellites are really, really interesting. I'll make a different video about how to look at geostationary satellites in your chart. And now we get to see our chart. And of course, this is the chart for Hurricane Sandy. So not our chart, but his chart. And as you can see, it generates the chart for you automatically. It'll restate all of your birth information here, if you ever need to know this. This is the latitude and longitude of your birth. It shows the local time you were born. And this is the universal time you were born. This might be important sometime if you're an astrology student, or if you're studying this kind of stuff, or if you go to different types of astrology websites asking for your UT, or universal time. That's what that means, UT. So it's here for you if you ever need it. So, natal chart, web style, weather satellites. And you'll know you've done weather satellites correctly if these pieces of the pie are nice and tidy. And then each house starts with 0 and goes to 30. If you had done space stations, for example, the division of these house lines would be much more irregular, typically. The satellites will be in any of these houses here. And how you know I'm talking about the houses is this one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the 4th house, all these little numbers. And then you can see that these are the signs in the outside. If you're new to astrology, you might be saying, what is this? But just do a quick Google and find, look up astrology signs. This website also offers PDF blueprints of antennas in the shape of astrology signs to receive satellite signals, which I'll show you in 2 seconds. So again, we have the sun here, we've got the satellites, and many satellites are here in the 8th house, which is really interesting because for anybody that knows the life and times of Sandy well, the 8th house, again, the 8th house here is not just about occult and magic, but it's also about destruction. And this dude, Sandy, had caused a lot of damages, unfortunately. And that's the kind of information you can start gleaning from your chart once you start understanding how to work with it a little bit more. I'm just going to go down here because some of you had questions about this. So this table to the left is very clearly just telling you the exact house and minute and arc minute of every single satellite placed in your birth chart. And this is an aspect table. These colorful lines are what we call aspects. Just means by degree. For example, we would say that these were opposed, which is what this is called, an opposition. So this table just replicates in a table format what is up here in the chart by aspect. So from here, you can just play. You can have some fun. But this should really give you everything you need to know on how to create your satellite birth chart and why I choose some of the settings that I do. So from this, you get your satellite birth chart, screen grab it, and you send it to me. And that's how we work. Again, from here, I'd say probably the only thing you need to do, if you're not already familiar with the glyphs, whether it's a zodiac glyph or the planet glyphs, I'd encourage you to just do a quick Google or go to the antenna page I mentioned earlier. So let's go to antennas. Here, they offer all 12 kinds of PDF blueprints of antennas in the shape of astrology signs. You'll need to take out copper core from coaxial cable and solder to make them, which is exactly how radio amateurs would DIY their normal antennas. By making and using them, you'll be able to listen to the dead satellite signals that corresponds to your birth chart results. Isn't that so cool? You can also combine different signs that are dominant in your birth chart. For example, let's see, I'll click Leo, Pisces, and Capricorn. And here's what I've got. That is it, guys. Please, always feel free to ping me below. Comment me anything. Ask any questions. Just feel free. Otherwise, I hope that this has been helpful. All right for now. Thanks a lot, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.